Hey, this is Victor Antonio, and today is day 3 of the Victor Report. Today I want to talk about, let's see, what's on the brain today? Today I want to talk about faking it, right? I always hear that phrase, fake it till you make it. And I used to kind of buy into that philosophy years ago, I guess, to try to kind of posture yourself into a position that maybe you weren't ready for. But here's what I've learned, and I want to share this with you because I think it's important. Stop faking it. Be who you are and really try to live up to that standard that you're aiming towards. And let me give you a specific example. Let's say that you're in business or you want to start your own business. And I know that starting from ground zero it's hard because you don't have a lot of customers yet. You don't have your feet under you, so to speak. And so you want to get going and you want to start generating revenue. But like anything else in life, there is no shortcuts, okay? So, the whole fake it till you make it thing doesn't really apply, I think, in terms of trying to get to where you want to be. So one of the things I'm going to suggest right now is that stop faking it and really start digging into what it is you want to do. Become that person that you want to be. Let me be more specific. If you want to go after a certain market, let's say that you want to start a business as branding. Let me just use it as a general, and I'm just throwing that out there, branding. Let's say that you want to be a branding expert. Well, guess what? You can read a couple of books here and there, talk about branding, but at the end of the day, you have to live it. You have to go through that. You have to brand yourself first. I'm often amazed at people who sell themselves as branding experts, but don't even have their own brand. And so, you have to be consistent with who you are and what you do. So what you say and what you do should be lined up. So if you're not good at branding, stop saying you're good at branding unless you can prove to the market that you are. Let's say you're saying you're a social media, giant, right? You position yourself as that social media expert. Well, guess what? If I go on your social media, your YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, what am I missing? Whatever other social media, LinkedIn, and I don't see that you have a lot of followers, for example, like on Twitter or YouTube or with a lot of subscribers, and people are not really following you, then stop saying you're a social media expert. You're not, and people figure this stuff out easily. One of the things we've noticed with technology, and I've been just thinking about this, ruminating about it actually, is that when you think about YouTube, for example, YouTube was founded in 2005. Yeah, 2005, not even 10 years, 2005. And the reason YouTube took off there was this convergence. There was broadband technology, fiber optics, and then cheap cameras and software that you can now put on your computers for almost for free to edit your movies, right? And so the convergence of cheap cameras, accessible software, broadband technology, and fiber optic capacity allowed YouTube to really take off, right? And so it's only been less than 10 years, 2005, right? I think they were bought out by Google in 2006 or early 2007. So we're not talking a long time ago. And when I look at YouTube, I see that as a medium for projecting who you are out into the market, right? And so because of YouTube, information, I like to call it the democratization of information, has happened. And that means the democratization being, or the commoditization, depending on how you want to look at it, is now accessible to everybody. That's the democratization piece. The commoditization is that people don't want to pay a lot for information anymore. That's the commoditization. So information made accessible to everybody, democratization. Commoditization is that people don't want to pay a lot of money for it anymore. But something else has happened is you can't hide anymore. So people will know based on your YouTube channel, for example, and I'm just using this social media space to highlight an example, that people who used to say, well, I do this, I do that, I'm also good at this, I'm also good at that, can no longer hide because if I go to your YouTube channel and I review your content and it's not that great, gotcha. If I look at your number of subscribers and I see you don't have a lot of subscribers, that tells me a lot that people are not following you because your content is not that great. So in other words, you cannot hide anymore. So what is trying to say here? The whole fake it till you make it doesn't work anymore. That's old school thinking. Today it's about content, real content. Don't try to fake it. Establish yourself as an expert or a business and be very consistent in what you say and what you do because people have access to the internet now, obviously, and they can look on these different social media channels and they can check you out. And so if you try to fake it, you're going to be found out. There's no hiding anymore. So fake it till you make it is old school thinking. Don't do it anymore. What I want you to start doing is building your brand, but really be consistent with your brand. Be dedicated to your brand. And whatever that brand may be in whatever market segment you choose to go into, make sure that you do it in such a way that it's consistent. People see you as an expert, and it's going to take some time to build the business. And that's the other part of the fake it till you make it that doesn't work. It's not going to happen overnight. You know, stories of people making it like that, you know, from zero to $1 million in 1 week or 1 year. You know, these are fantasy stories. And if they do happen, they're one in a, you know, who knows how many million, okay? It doesn't happen all the time. They're the exception to the rule. But people try to pass them off as the norm. It's not the norm. There is no shortcut. You got to grind it out. Build your business slowly over time. And that's the way it typically works. So fake it till you make it. Build your brand, figure out what it is you want to do, and then start building slowly. The 10,000 hour rule applies here. You know, 10,000 hours to become an expert. Remember that, the Malcolm Gladwell book on Outliers? That takes 10,000 hours to become an expert at anything. Now, that's a lot of years, actually, if you think about it. Start numbering out 10,000 hours. That adds up to a lot of years. So ask yourself, how much time have I put into building my business or my brand or my expertise? Ask yourself that question. Again, there are no shortcuts. You can create a little cute video here and there and maybe talk about how great you are and take a great photo and post it on Facebook to people so people can go, ooh, wow, look at him. Wow, look at her. Wow. But guess what? At the end of the day, that's just one piece of discrete information. By that I mean just a bit of information. See, people can now see the whole picture, not just pixels in your life. By that I mean you can post a picture that looks really good, but then I'm going to look at your Twitter account, your YouTube channel, your other social media channels, and look at your history and see if you're very consistent or was this a one and done type of thing. So again, let's be consistent in who we are. Let's not try to fake it till we make it. Let's really try to build a platform, a business, and then make sure that we put that type of content, that information, that expertise on display on our different channels. And the great thing about subscribers on YouTube, followers on Twitter, or likes on Facebook, or clicks on LinkedIn to connect, all these are votes. Yes, they're votes that I like your stuff, right? And if you don't have a lot of likes, you don't have a lot of subscribers, you don't have a lot of people asking, hey, let me link into you, then guess what? Maybe you're not creating the type of content that people want anymore. So again, you can talk about how great you are and boom, brand and all that wonderful stuff, but at the end of the day, the votes count. And what I will do, if you tell me you're an expert at something and you're good at what you do, the first thing I'm going to do is go on your social media channels and look at who's voted for you. How many likes do you have? How many followers do you have? How many subscribers do you have? And that you can't get away from. So let's not fake it till we make it. That's what's on my mind today. This is Victor Antonio with the Victor Report. Talk to you later. Take care.